How can you just sit there and say nothing? You know exactly what you did. Don't pretend you don't understand why I'm upset right now.
Silence is never just the absence of sound. It is the presence of control. The moment you stop speaking, something subtle changes in the air. People look at you differently when you don't rush to respond. They expect reaction. When it doesn't come, uncertainty begins. And uncertainty makes the human mind uncomfortable. In arguments, most people prepare for impact. They expect defense, justification, or counterattack. But when you simply listen, without interruption, their emotional momentum starts collapsing. The energy they built has nowhere to land. So it turns inward. They begin questioning their own words. The silence stretches longer than the clock suggests. Seconds feel heavy. Breathing becomes noticeable. Eye contact becomes intense. Small facial movements become amplified. A blink feels strategic. A tilt of the head feels deliberate. Stillness becomes power. The brain hates empty space in conversation. It searches for meaning inside the pause. Are they angry? Are they disappointed? Did I go too far? Imagination fills the silence faster than truth ever could. And imagination often assumes the worst. That's when people begin to over-explain. They clarify details you never challenged. They confess emotions you never demanded. They reveal insecurities you never exposed. Not because you forced them, but because silence created psychological pressure. In meetings, the loudest voice seems dominant. But the quietest person often controls perception. When you speak less, your words carry weight. Every sentence sounds intentional. Every pause sounds calculated. People anticipate your reaction more than anyone else's, and anticipation is a form of authority. Silence removes predictability, and humans crave predictability to feel safe. When they can't predict you, they watch you. They analyze your posture. They study your expression. They search your eyes for clues. You become the center of quiet gravity, not by force, but by absence. This is why interrogators rely on silence. After asking a question, they wait. No reassurance, no guidance, just steady eye contact. The other person starts shifting in their seat. Their voice changes pace. Their hands move nervously. They try to fill the gap. And in filling it, they expose themselves. Silence doesn't demand truth. It invites it. In social groups, silence creates mystery. Mystery attracts attention. People are drawn to what they cannot fully read. A quiet presence feels deeper than loud charisma. It feels intentional. It feels controlled. It feels dangerous in a subtle way. But silence has two faces. One is strategic. The other is defensive. Strategic silence observes before acting. It listens carefully. It reads tone and micro-expressions. It gathers information. It responds only when necessary. Defensive silence avoids discomfort. It withdraws instead of engaging. It hides instead of processing. It builds walls instead of boundaries. And people can sense the difference. Calm silence feels grounded. Defensive silence feels cold. One creates respect. The other creates distance. In relationships, silence can calm conflict. Choosing not to react can stop escalation. It can prevent words you might regret. It can protect emotional stability. But silence can also wound deeply. When vulnerability meets no response, it feels like rejection. When emotion meets stillness, it can feel invisible. The room may respect your composure, yet feel disconnected from your heart. Power without connection becomes isolation. Silence can make you appear strong, but strength without warmth feels distant. That's the cost few people talk about. The power of silence grows in tension. The cost of silence grows in intimacy. The longer you stay unreadable, the harder it becomes for others to reach you. Silence slows moments down. It gives you space between emotion and reaction. In that space, control is born. Most people react impulsively. Silence interrupts impulse. It creates choice. Choice creates authority. Authority changes dynamics. The first to react often loses leverage. The one who waits often gains clarity. Clarity is a quiet advantage, but silence should never be confusion disguised as control, nor fear disguised as strength. The question is intention. Are you silent to understand, or silent to avoid? Are you grounded in calm, or frozen in discomfort? Silence can dominate a room. It can force others to reveal themselves. It can shift emotional balance instantly. It can protect you from chaos. It can sharpen your awareness. It can make your presence heavier than your words, but it can also build invisible barriers. It can create misunderstanding. It can leave people guessing your intentions. Sometimes silence is wisdom. Sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it is strategy. Sometimes it is pain. True power lies in knowing the difference. Knowing when to pause, knowing when to speak, knowing when silence teaches, and when silence harms. The dangerous power of staying silent is not that it controls others, it's that it reveals them. And sometimes,
Subscribe and see you in the next chapter.